There's a curious stone at the edge of Seville's old town, not far from the river. It's called the Crying Stone and recalls a moment in the life of the city in 1857 when Seville had a mayor called Juan José García de Vinuesa, who took real chances to improve the lives of ordinary people. Even when other European countries were beginning to industrialize in the mid-19th century, Spain remained largely backward. Its elites were frightened and resentful of the loss of their American empire, the humiliation of the Bonaparte years, endless scandals and controversies around the monarchy, and economic incompetence leading the country from one crisis to another. In his later years, Francisco Goya painted Saturn devouring his son. For him, it wasn't mythology, it was Spain, a country devouring its own future. After decades of war, famine, and repression, the old order had survived, but at the cost of silence, poverty, and mistrust. By the middle of the 19th century, the government was reduced to ruling by fear. The land belonged to a few. Everyone else lived on scraps, in serf-like conditions, and from precarious day work as laborers. In the countryside, hunger bred anger. Young laborers began to talk about liberty and justice, using terms that later got them branded as anarchists, but whose grievances would have been understandable if the governing class was not determined to view them entirely as criminals. In 1857, a small group of young men rebelled. Though far from a threat, Madrid demanded severe punishment, and 82 of them were sentenced to death. Local accounts say that the mayor, García de Vinuesa, tried to stop the executions, arguing that killing the young would only deepen Spain's divisions. He failed, and the men were all shot by the river, and a local belief has it that the mayor sat nearby on a stone and wept for the killings he could not prevent. The Piedra Llorosa, the Crying Stone, still marks that story of helpless compassion. García de Vinuesa wasn't an aristocrat. Born in a small town in Soria in northern Spain, he built his life through trade and business before becoming wealthy enough to enter politics in Seville. That background mattered. He knew what work meant and how far ordinary people were from power. As mayor from 1859 to 1865, he turned that compassion into action. He oversaw the demolition of parts of Seville's ancient walls, opening the city to air and light. He improved sanitation, reorganized services, and treated public health as part of civic dignity. When cholera reached the city, some authorities hesitated to alarm the public, but García de Vinuesa went out himself to hospitals, places of charity, prisons, and the poorest quarters of Triana, where the poor lived in fear, often just waiting to die. He spoke with doctors and neighbors, doing what he could to keep the city calm, often against the advice of his peers. He delegated many public functions to people better placed to deal with the city's needs and remodeled the city for growth and better hygiene. For his work, Queen Isabel II in later years called him El Alcalde Modelo, the model mayor. Seville still carries his name on one of its busiest streets, just steps away from the cathedral. Not everyone who walks there knows his story, but there's enough evidence of his life and work to get a sense of the kind of man he was. A mayor worth having, and a model for any mayor of any city. He understood important things about civic duty thanks to his involvement in the life and business of the city and being close to the people he served. This proximity to the disease he did so much to combat cost him his life. He died of cholera at 51 years of age in October 1865, just as the epidemic was about to fade. No public representative should die in the course of their duty, but we want the people who are entrusted with power to be brave, compassionate, and concerned about the real, daily lives of their citizens, their neighbors. García de Vinuesa deserves to be remembered for this, his civic-mindedness, his closeness to people, his gift for getting things done, and the example he represents of decency in public life.